I built an autonomous car that can grab trash and bring it back to me. But it started like this.
No!
Not good. To go from this to the final system you saw, we had to go over 4 main building blocks. First, making the body itself. So we start off with a 3D design, and this is how it ended up looking like. The entire cost to manufacture this boy was just $5 using MDF5 wood. Regarding the grabber, I got it from Printables. It was this guy's design here, and I could have 3D printed this, but this would have costed me like $10 or something. So instead, I simplified down the shape a lot, especially the base. So this is just the holder for the servo motor here, and those are the grabber links. Then I turned it to a 2D export and just sent it for MDF5 wood, cutting down the cost to just $1.5. And after manufacturing, I started assembling the components using glue, and it worked perfectly well. Now the body is done, we move to the nervous system. How can it actually move? AKA the electric components. They are the ones responsible for movement, and they are basically just 2 motors, 2 wheels, and 4 cells lithium batteries, each one providing about 4 volts, so total of 16 voltage. The main controller be a Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi to power on takes about 5.1 volts, so of course if we connected it to a 16 volt directly, it will... Yeah, we don't want that. So we add a buck module here, which just regulates voltage. So regulate it down from 16 volt 5.1 constant. This buck will also be powering up the grabber servo motor, as it takes just 5 voltage. Now here is the little issue. Our Raspberry Pi is capable of producing only 5 volt. Our motors need 12 volt to move. To solve this issue, we use an H bridge, which just allows the Raspberry Pi to send a control signal to the motors and leave the motors powered up using the lithium battery. And it also allows us to go forward, backward, exchange the speed of each wheels and such. Before building the AI, let's test our car manually. It's time for some AI now. We went with Robotics YOLO version 26. We start off by setting up its dataset. So I took images of it and annotated it. And to start the training process, I exported this dataset to my Kaggle notebook. I kept trying different configurations like RGB or grayscale, image size, and such, till I figured out the best combinations that optimizes both speed and accuracy. And finally, for the brain, we will build it using ROS. ROS is just a framework to help people build robots by abstracting and encapsulating different components within the robot. So I can have this detector node, and I have this controller node. Now for them to communicate together, this detector node will send this data over a topic, which contains all the info other nodes may need. For the controller node, it's the one listening to this data and deciding how to move the car accordingly. So let's set up this detector node. We are subscribing to this topic, which publishes the image basically. And when we get an image, we call this image callback, which just tries to read the frame. And we use YOLO tracking algorithm to figure out where the bottles are and track them across multiple frames. This entire code is just used to handle what if we have multiple bottles. And here we build our target control message, which just contains 3 important stuff: whether we have any target detected or not, and the error X. Error X is basically just how far the center of the bottle detected is from the center of the image. And you are also publishing some depths here, which we're gonna talk about in just a moment. So that's the setup of the detector node. Now for the controller node. So we have a bunch of states here. We first start in ideal state, which we just keep the grabber open and we just set ideal until we get a target control message from the detector node. When we get one, we move to this to target state. And here we have 2 main parameters. First, omega angular velocity, aka the steering power. And we're basically saying, hey, steer sharper if the bottle is farther from the center of our image. And V, velocity, the speed of the wheels, saying go faster if the bottle is far away. But the question is, how are we actually knowing how far the bottle is? Usually we should be using ultrasonic sensor to tell, but obviously we aren't doing this here. I tried going with a more creative solution to save this one tiny dollar. So instead, we used the pinhole camera model, which is just a mathematical function to estimate the object's depth. But the question remains, where is our camera exactly? We have 2 options. If I'm running in my Gazebo simulator, then it is the Gazebo camera plugin that's publishing there. If I'm in my physical hardware, then I created my own camera node that publishes to this topic. And since I didn't use a dedicated hardware camera, I instead used my mobile phone as the camera using IP webcam app. So it just publishes my image over this IP address and I can listen to it freely. And here is the code for connecting there. So this is just a ROS2 node that have a timer to try and keep reconnecting to the camera. And at the end, after configuring the camera, we're just capturing what the phone is seeing and publishing it here over this topic as a compressed image. While testing this in simulator, I realized a big issue we have. When the car gets very close to the object, it no longer sees it and tries to detect another object. So here's what we changed. Instead of to target being done when the bottle is literally inside the grabber, no, we instead move to the next state when the bottle is somewhat a little far. And it moves to this attach on target, which this function doesn't care about the AI node anymore. It just keeps going forward. And as our grabber is actually mega jaw, it will like hug the bottle as we are going and push it with us. And then once we have the bottle in our jaw, we can close the grabber. Now let's test the AI in real life.
هو لسه السنة الأولى لسه بتولد هو ليه يعني زي هو بيتقمص
That was embarrassing. Here is what went wrong actually. My AI model was running on only 3 frames per second on the Raspberry Pi. This is an issue because we have a high probability of getting everything being an absolute mess like those images here. And the fix was actually quite simple. This detector node, instead of running it on our Raspberry Pi, we ran it on our PC. And that solved all the issues.
سمبا اوكي بجد سمبا بتزمن الكاميرا حبيبي
Here's thanks to my friends for helping me make this robot. It would have not been possible without you guys. It was really fun making it and making this video together. If you guys want to see more robots like this one here, make sure to like and subscribe. We are releasing far more videos like this one.